Hello and welcome to Naija's Geeking Out podcast. This is episode 151. And as you can see, it's Tunde giving the intro this time because Kex has been a lazy bastard at work and now his boss has chained him to a chair that he needs to finish up all these deliverables. We wish him all the best of luck, but it's better for us because we honestly know the podcast is better without Kex here. And we've replaced him with a better guest, obviously. Kicking off things, Red the Regular, how are you doing?
Regular as usual. I'm here. I'm doing
Yeah,
well.
yeah. What do you think of Kek's absence? For good?
That man is my family. If you don't want me excommunicated, I can't see it.
And yeah, Dakpo, how are you doing now?
I am good. I'm good. Yes, I do think the quality of the show jumps at least two levels
Jesus.
when when Kex is not around. But I have to make a comment about our resident regular. Is he not sitting down there in a fur coat on the
I don't
podcast?
like, all these Hugh Hefner kind of
I'm
poses.
pimp.
That's
I'm, pi-
exactly what he's going for right now.
I'm pimping,
Right,
man.
right.
Pimping
Mm.
Oh,
and abusing, man.
I can clearly see that.
Pimping, man.
Show me the way. Show me the way.
Yes, yes. When,
I'll,
when,
I'll
when you're a
show.
rich American making money off the back of slaves all over the world, well,
Jesus.
you can wear your fur coats.
You want to get this
Christ.
podcast cancelled? If you guys want to find the way, just show up in New Jersey. You're sorted.
Oh, God. Okay, and yeah, we have a very special guest today. QCell, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yes. So QCell joins us today from Lagos, Nigeria, as our resident. What's the word for this now?
I'll use a word: roving reporter. Our
On the
roving
on,
reporter.
our reporter on the ground.
Yes.
Yes,
S- s-
reporting.
since we know that Tunde used to be our report up on the ground until he got kicked out of Nigeria, so we
Was
have,
deported.
yeah, he was deported from his own country.
Yeah, yes. And now we have QCL taking up that very enormous responsibility because last weekend
Yeah.
was Lagos Comic Con and we
Yeah.
needed to be represented there. So thank you, QCL. We'll be talking about that
Oh,
later on in the show.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So kicking things off, some people's favorite director has come again with some very wonderful comments. Guess who said this? The danger of what this content is doing to our culture is that there will be generations now who think that that is what movies are. And we need to fight them stronger with filmmakers like Chris Nolan and Safdie brothers. Who could have said that kind of thing? Because they have to save cinema.
So can I ask a question?
Oh,
This person who said this, does it happen? Does
Yes.
it happen by any chance to have a movie coming out that he's trying to promote?
I'm sh- I'm sure it has nothing to do with that. It has absolutely nothing to do with that at all. There's no relationship between it. It's just saying these things because it believes the cinema needs to be saved from people releasing some very wicked and toxic content all over the internet and making all the money. And yeah,
we, we,
true
we, we
filmmakers.
we know we're talking about Martin Scorcese as usual
Yeah.
coming
as
out.
usual.
I mean, I think at the point now, when I read that comment, I just rolled my eyes, and the fact that I now found out later from you guys that he's actually a film's been released that he wants to promote. Now I understand why he's decided to say this again. The guy is an old guy. What he says things that sometimes you just have to almost ignore what he's saying. The person he's quoting that he wants to save cinema is one of the guys who was at the forefront of these comic book heroes. If I'm correct, was Nolan not the first 1 billion superhero comic movie? Or he was,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah. So if you fix Nolan to want to save cinema, then he's the one who's almost killed it then in the first place. Joker.
Yeah.
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 And the problem with people like Scorsese is that when you see things like Marvel Phase 4, there is an argument for this that we've had a lot of bad to mediocre pure movies coming out recently.
Yep.
from comic book movies. But then you don't judge a genre by the bad movies that is in the genre. It's not because there are a lot of bad movies in a particular category that it means that category is something that you need to save it from. I won't say what's this thing called? All all mafia movies are bad because I watched Irishman. No, there are good mafia movies out there that I've enjoyed. Godfather is a great one. I won't say all anime adaptations are bad because of things like Dragon Ball Z. No,
Mm.
we have One Piece that is good for that is good. That's actually a good adaptation from that. So for me, if you continue to judge things based on oh, this particular genre of movie is terrible, then I'll continue to call you an old man without.
Yeah, but you see, okay,
Yeah.
as my point. Is he even saying that they're terrible? I'm talking about in his latest comment. He's saying they're dangerous to the culture. He's not even picking out. I think his beef
The bad
is
movies.
the fact that they're dominating so long. They're dominating the box office. I think that's his biggest beef. No,
Yeah, I
Yes.
more,
think
more.
so too.
I don't think he's even commenting on the quality of these films anymore. He says he doesn't watch them anyway, so he won't know the quality of these films. It's the fact that in a year, well, back in about a couple of years ago, 4 or 5 films, the top films in that year would be the MCU film or the DC film or anything to do with superheroes. And there's a bit of envy. Like, okay,
Absolutely.
all the
He's gone. He's gone
genres
from being. He's gone from being the man to being
also
unknown,
ran,
pretty much.
also ran.
It's not just old school because the younger kids don't know him. They can't relate to what
Yep.
he's done, and it's not like our time where, I mean, I could tell you about Godfather One, and that movie was made years before I was born. We
Yeah.
could even go back. This generation are not going back to go check out Casino or Taxi
What is
Driver.
Casino?
There you go. Or Taxi
What
Driver. Or
did you just say? Wait. Today,
so they say what's
please
Casino?
don't say you just said what's
Yeah.
casino. I think.
But he was joking, right? No, you're not.
I mean, don't get me
Yes.
wrong.
Wait, are you? Today you're joking, right?
I think it was.
Ye-
I think he was.
No.
Yes. I
He is.
was.
He is. He is. He is.
So,
Okay. Yeah. So
He is.
so
If he was not, I'll kick him off the podcast.
we'll get him off the podcast. Yeah. So, so what everything that's made him great, he's he's facing his own mortality, and I think that's just his problem.
Mm.
Yeah, and so don't get me wrong. I don't think. I know he's a great director.
Oh,
He,
he
he's
is.
he's 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 directed some of the greatest movies of all time. So I respect his work, but I don't like his attitude towards this genre. Things that is
Its
not
attitude
genre.
towards change.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
So it smacks of old man hating.
Old man hating, arrogance, and like, I saw you made a comment somewhere, and it's just the same thing. There was a time when spaghetti westerns were you had spaghetti westerns were just so bad. Then you had the
Yeah,
musicals, and
yeah.
everyone looked down on the next one. Like, oh, you
Even even
just
even he, even
yeah,
he
kill
spun
him.
off
Yeah,
a
yeah,
raft of mafia related gangster type movies.
yep,
He was responsible
yes,
for an era when that was
yes,
what they were trying to feed us.
absolutely, and there were terrible movies too.
Mm.
So
So,
it's just like okay, but I don't have anything to say about him.
yeah, you know what it reminds me of. I would say my parents, even I think my mom was even more understanding. When I was young, you had all these old people. Look at you reading all these kiddie books.
Mm.
I think that's the attitude that's the it's come from. That's the attitude, and you can't believe that these kiddie books are now the ones that are dominating the popular culture,
Yeah,
wrecking all the money. People are taking it seriously.
Yeah.
I think he just can't get his head around it.
You mean the same attitude you have towards TikTok and anime?
No, what's the first part you just said? TikTok.
Yeah.
I will accept TikTok. I want anime. Anime. I used to watch anime. Remember, I have
Old
a
school
few.
anime.
Yeah, old school anime, correct.
You watch,
Mm.
you watch
Old school anime.
what do you call manga? What's the crime
Yeah,
thriller?
yeah, usually manga. But yeah, totally. My attitude, maybe my attitude towards modern day anime is similar to how Scorsese sees comic books. I actually would agree with that. Yes.
Okay. Kisel, as the youngest person here, do you even know who Martin Scorsese is?
Yeah, yeah, obviously. I do. Even if I didn't, in the last few years, he has made himself, will I say, known in these comic book circles as the guy
Okay,
that bashes it.
okay, this is quite
So,
interesting. I want to ask you a few questions now. Now that I realize that
yeah.
you're the youngest, have you watched any of his films?
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay, okay,
And I think I saw Taxi Driver when I was younger, but I can't remember much of it.
What
okay,
about? Did
okay.
you see Departed?
No, I don't think I have.
So
Okay.
you've not seen Casino or Goodfellas?
No, I've
No.
not seen those.
If
I've not
if you
seen.
if
Oh
you had
wow.
to look up and think, you haven't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Straight
haven't.
up.
I haven't.
Yeah.
In a way, that kind of makes me sad because as much as I attack this guy, those films are gold.
Yeah.
They
But
are
So,
that's
gold.
what's happening. You're seeing
Yeah,
somebody who hasn't seen his movies.
yeah.
So
But
I mean, if I was judging based off Wolf of Wall Street alone, which is still, if I technically say it's one of my favorite movies,
movies.
it
Okay,
is.
yeah.
So
No,
I know
I
he's
mean,
a good at
oh
what
no,
he
he's
does.
got chops, proper chops. He's a
yeah.
proper
Yeah,
director. He's
Yeah.
just
I
getting
mean,
salty in his old age.
he did Wolf of Wall
yeah,
Street,
yeah,
then he did Irishman. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
Irishman,
Irishman
Irish,
was just too long for me to stomach. I left it halfway. I've never gone back to it
it
since
was
then.
indulgence.
Wasn't God,
That is somebody who's full of himself, and somebody's giving him a full rope, no control. Please do
yeah,
what you like.
let's get the gang back together.
Say there's
Yeah,
Just
the
pull everybody from Casino and Goodfellas. And that's what he did.
indulgence can be good. Zack Snyder's Justice League says hi. Similar
eh,
runtime.
eh.
People watch it today from beginning to end. Did
So,
did
so, so,
anybody
so
here not finish it?
Moving on,
sorry.
moving on.
If I give you, if I give you backhand for there,
This man knows
in,
how
in,
to
in,
kill his conversation.
no, in a way, Snyder's got his Justice League. Scorsese's got his Irishman. Nolan's got his Tenants. They all have their indulgences.
Yeah,
yeah.
and which one did you finish? Which one did you enjoy the most out of three of them?
The worst for me, the worst was
Tenet
Tenants.
for
Was the
me.
worst. Was the Tenants was the worst for me. I'm not sure. No, Irishman. I think Irishman was better than Zack Snyder's Justice League.
You finished Irishman.
Yeah, I did. Oh yeah, I finished it. It was
Oh
long, but I
wow,
finished
okay.
it.
It's just long.
It's just long.
Okay,
It's not a bad film, but it's overindulgent.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
it should. There was no need for him to make it that long. If I'm being honest,
okay,
but it's still
okay,
enjoyable. It's still
okay.
yeah. So okay. He beat your Zach guy. Oh,
Uh, I think it's the difference in age that is showing here now, like
no.
this, in terms of what to enjoy. Yeah. Okay. Moving on from Scorsese, I think we'll quickly touch on Loki. I think it's coming out on the 6th next week.
Okay.
What are your expectations for this?
So that's what is that Wednesday? What day is that?
The
Is that
Friday, it's a
Friday?
Friday.
Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
Friday.
Are you asking me my expectations or Kusel?
That's how.
I can go
Okay.
first. I think
Alright.
it's I think it's a Disney indulgence. I don't see how it can be good. It shouldn't have been made, but here we are. It was one of the most watched
It was the
Marvel
most
Disney shows.
watched Marvel TV show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Marvel TV shows. So I still don't believe I'm wrong. It was crap. I don't care. I don't care how many people watched it. But we'll see. I'm going to go in with no expectations. I'm going to set my expectations where the last one ended. Um,
Let's see. Okay.
hopefully they can't go any lower than that.
In
Hopefully.
Marvel, we trust breaking new grounds in the opposite direction.
We'll see.
Kinsel, what do you think of it?
Oh man, I did not like the first season, so I really don't have much expectations for this one. The best thing about the last season was Jonathan Majors. and he seems like he has a more active role in this new season, which really is the only thing I'm curious to see, and is maybe the only reason I'll see it. Otherwise, when it comes to Loki and Sylvie and every other person running around, I'm not interested. I'm
Hmm.
just not interested.
Yeah, we
I did
saw
not
Okay,
some
that
in
enjoy
the
it.
trailer.
that was
Well, you know my feelings about same as Kuzel. I did not like last season at all. So I have
Yeah.
no expectations for this season at all. And unfortunately, again for this show, they just dropped a trailer for Doctor Who, and this trailer looks so awesome compared to the last 3 years of Doctor Who. And remember, I always kept on thinking that Loki reminded me of Doctor Who. So the fact that now I've got Doctor Who and this one seems like going back to its heyday.
Who's the doctor now? Who's
So they've gone back to Tennant. At the moment, I think this
yeah, David Tennant, right? Yeah, okay.
yeah for now it's going to switch
Oh, no,
to
okay.
they've cast a new Black Doctor,
Okay.
but I think the special that's going to come out that the trailer's for is Tennant, and I think at the
Okay.
end of that episode we'll get the Black
yeah,
Doctor.
the doctor.
But they're bringing
Yeah.
Tennant and I don't know if you ever watched if you ever watched Doctor Who, but there was a character called Donna Noble, and
I
she
used
was
to
called
watch it.
yeah she was called the Donna Doctor. She was very good, so she's back as well. So
Okay.
the trailer looks great. And then I'm looking at this Loki thing. I think, God, am I going to start comparing it to this trailer? You know, so I've got zero expectations. I'm even worried. I know Kusel was excited to see Majors. I'm actually worried about him
Why?
because
Why?
you know why? I hated the end of Ant-Man with
Wait,
the various
Okay, with the shouting,
oh,
yeah
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
the post credit
yeah
scene.
yeah correct yeah.
Okay.
And I don't want him to start over. When he's trying to do a different version of Kang. What's that guy in Flash? He used to do this
Harrison
all the time.
Wells.
Yes,
So,
yeah, like the castle.
Oh,
Some of it,
yeah, Council
Kaiser
of
Well,
Wells.
when he did one or two characters, it was fine. When he started doing 4 or 5 different ones, some of them were just ridiculous with some stupid accents and some stupid mannerisms. You know, yeah. So
Hmm.
I have got zero expectations. Let me be clear.
Okay, I think I'm going to be the opposite one on this podcast today.
Okay.
I think I'm going to enjoy it, and not for the reasons you normally think. Loki season one, I was expecting a lot from that show, a serious drama, focused, explaining time travel really well. Season two, I'm expecting a very stupid, silly television show. So I'm just going to enjoy the dynamic between Tom Hiddleston and what's it called? Owen Wilson. And I think I keep
Runner.
forgetting his name. The guy, short staff. Is it short round? The guy from Everything All
Yeah,
at
short
Once.
round. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I think he's going to be in the series too. So like season two of Loki, I don't expect it to make sense. And
so
I'm
so
not
I'm,
going
I'm
to
going to I'm going to make a confession here. I was not able
yeah.
to finish watching everything everywhere all at once.
But you finish Irishman.
Yes.
You
So
finish Irishman, you did not
yes,
finish everything all at once.
yes,
R-
it makes more sense to me.
Red.
Yep.
This is not the podcast for this, but I'm going to say the same thing as well. I watched that film. I went to cinema. I went to cinema twice. The
Yeah.
reason why I went the second time to watch that film was because I thought
You
maybe
missed
I was
something in
asleep the
faster.
first time because the way people were raving, maybe I missed something. I went back again. I was fighting sleep both times.
Yourself,
I,
you see the old man I'm dealing with here
I
right
was
now.
fighting sleep both times.
You want me to
You see the kind
confess
of
as well?
what? Not you.
Just let him
The,
know.
the,
Confess. Let the world know
the
the
first
truth.
time I watched it, I slept off. Like, I
Oh
legit
wow.
slept off at some point, and I woke up and the movie was ending, and I just continued from there. So I didn't bother going back to see what happened before that, and it still made sense to me. So I'm like, so that means that part I missed. I could have done without it.
So
I'm
And
surrounded by Philistines.
honestly, Kusel, you're spot on. After the first 40 minutes, to me, it started dragging. I enjoyed the start to the first half an hour. Then it started dragging. This thing is not that complicated. You
Yeah,
guys, what are you dragging? What are you dragging? What are you dragging?
yeah. When they
Yeah,
got to the everywhere parts, it was
yeah.
not getting too long, and I was like, okay, could have been shortened.
oh, there's an
It
everywhere
was too
part. I
long.
didn't get that far.
Yeah, it was in three parts.
everything on the bacon. Okay.
Everything,
Oh, so
everything
I
was
got to the
good.
bacon part.
Everywhere
Okay.
was. I slept off.
Uh,
All at
So,
oh,
once, I woke
so
up
to
back
bring
and
it, so
continued.
to bring it back, so Ray, what you're saying is, so that the fact that this guy's in this show is not a plus for you.
It's not a plus for you.
that's what I was
Okay,
trying to bring up. So, like, I don't even
okay,
know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So, but I think if I'm going to watch this show now, I know I'm expecting Miss Marvel level of sense making. Like I don't expect to make a lot of sense. I'm not going into expecting a serious, yeah.
I have an issue with you.
Why?
I have a big issue actually with that statement
What's the issue?
because I think Miss Marvel made 10 times the
No,
sense of the first
no,
season of Loki.
no. See, I love Miss Marvel. I love the TV show, but I would never argue Miss Marvel made sense, especially with the final episode of Miss Marvel. That no, no, no.
You
That's who we
might
are.
you might not agree with the execution, but in terms of the logic, it's very straightforward. There's no deep.
Okay.
But Loki's logic, trying to be all clever, was
No,
toilet.
so
Yeah,
no, so we expected. I think we expected Logan to be all clever, but
Yep.
whereas it was supposed to be silly. As far as that is my head canon right now. That it is silly show about silly time travel rules that don't make any sense, and they are just going with whatever vibes and
Okay.
inshallah they have.
Okay. You know what? That might explain a lot of my anger because, right. So Doctor Who is a show where the time travel rules make no sense, and
Yeah,
you cannot enjoy Doctor Who if you don't get that part. If you're thinking, "Oh, I want to work out the laws," you've lost the plot already. Doctor Who is just enjoy it, forget about the rules. They will say it's timey wimey. Now, when I was watching Loki, I did not give Loki that allowance, and I can't give Loki that allowance because it's set
yeah,
in it's set in a universe where they're very serious about the rules.
yes, exactly.
So if you are coming out and do your own, you just say, "Ah, no, 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 this is that."
yeah.
Me, I will vex, and I vexed.
Yeah. I think that's
That's
why
true.
we,
That's
as
true.
comic fans, did not enjoy Loki, and why people that didn't give it that didn't go, oh, it has to be a role based, and that's why it's like
Okay,
the
Yeah,
biggest show ever. So I'm
that
going
ma-
into
okay,
season
yeah.
two saying it's all timey wimey, and I'm going to try and see if I will enjoy it or at least see what others are enjoying in it without being hung up on every single role break they make. So yeah, that's
Okay, that actually makes sense. That actually makes sense.
yeah.
yeah.
My
So
problem with that is if at the end of that show and everything is still connected to, let's say, I think Secret Wars and co that
Yes.
they are bringing with all the other accounts and everything connects back. How do you not think, okay, the timey wimey is there, but the serious stuff is here? The disconnect
I
is too
mean,
much.
another thing is Marvel has made it easy. Everything is now nonsense. So it's no more there's no real structure going on in Marvel anymore for what is happening. So it's like, okay, you guys are all
Lenway,
playing around, you know.
Lenway, Lenway. Okay,
We
okay,
miss
okay.
no, we
No,
will
no,
see now.
the Loki
We'll
was
see now.
annoying because it was masquerading as a backbone for all the time stuff that goes on, and then it's not making
Uh,
any sense. Why?
and now they've told you the backbone is nonsense. So you just go with the flow.
But I must admit though, the last episode
Yeah.
kind of saved the whole season for me in terms of the rules because in a way the last episode was him saying, "Oh, that's what rubbish, that's what Bush BS. This is what's going on." You know when
Yeah,
John Major gave that little, so that kind of drew it back, but also made that meant that the first five, how many episodes was it? Was it six?
Yeah.
Which meant the first five episodes really and truly was, I guess, and that's why people enjoyed it. Was just a vehicle for Hiddleston, Owen to be doing banter back and forth with their characters.
Therefore, I'm going to say this now. Don't expect what Major said in the last episode to hold past episode
yeah,
one
that's what I
of
was
the new
to say.
season. Like, we'll get to episode one now, and they'll say immediately that everything Major said is wrong.
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember
I won't
when
be
episode
surprised.
season one ended, Dapper was using headcanon to connect what Major said at the end with what went on, and like, as usual.
Like,
I would not be
mm,
surprised if they say, well, screw that. Yes,
yeah, so I'm not giving them that opportunity to disappoint me. Go forth in your timing, 1 minute. Now, yes. moving on to the biggest news, Lagos, Nigeria had the biggest Comic Con. I'll say in West Africa because we don't have a lot of Comic Cons in West Africa.
Yeah.
Wait. Sorry. Why are you saying West Africa? Is there a Comic Con in Africa that's bigger?
No,
I'm
there's
not sure
Comic
South
Con South
Africa and
Africa.
Kenya.
So say it again, Kuzo.
Comic Con South Africa.
Is it bigger though?
I
Well,
don't know.
technically, I think so. I'm not sure, but I think
Okay.
so.
No, fair enough. If it
Even
is,
though
it
they are
is.
fairly young,
How
they've had
many
some big
how many
names in the
people
past.
how many people are there?
I can't say like I've never been there, but like from what
That's
I
what I
see,
mean.
they've
Yeah.
had some big names there in the past. Like I think last year or so.
Let me just say what I want to say now. their
Say
whole
it,
their
say it
whole
Re-
for
country
full
cannot
chest.
their whole country
so, so
cannot fit into Oshodi. I want to tell
Red,
me
red,
that.
red, 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 red. Why are you trying to get us cancelled? Have you hit the jackpot? Are you a millionaire?
Not yet. By tomorrow.
He's wearing a fur coat, so he feels he can say anything he likes now. It's
God
giving him
almighty.
immunity.
Oh,
Mm.
Okay. Okay.
So, so
Okay. So let's say West Africa, right? Let's just
yeah,
okay.
let's
Go on.
let's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I think
until proven otherwise, it is the largest.
and
Okay.
I think it's one of the, if not the oldest. It's been running for over 11 years now. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah, this is the 11th.
Okay. So let's say
Yeah,
that it's the oldest Comic Con in Africa,
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
as far as we know.
As far as we know, just
Potentially
for
the
the pilots.
largest in Africa.
Yep,
Debatable. That's
Yeah,
as far
debatable.
as we know.
Yeah. Okay. So that one
as
will
we
do.
know.
Yeah.
Okay, now carry on. So this year we have QCell on ground. Can you tell us more about the scene there? How many? How was it?
Well, yeah, it was nice. Same thing. I was at the last one, so I could, if I guess I can compare this year's with last year's, and I feel this year was a bit smaller in scale of stands and the
Okay.
people exhibiting, but attendance is still the same. Like it was
Level.
large as usual. It was the same
Right.
level of
So
people
let me ask a
coming.
question because I've never been, Kusel. So I've always been interested. How long? How many have you been to? If I may ask, over the past years,
I
more
think
than
four,
two, four. Okay.
four, yeah.
Uh, has the attendance been around the same or has it grown?
No, I think it has grown. It has definitely grown.
Okay. Okay.
It has.
I think I think it grows bigger each year.
Okay.
Hmm.
Right. Okay.
Because for me, I've been to like 4 or 5 as well. I remember the first one I went to, it was at Necker Hall in Ikeja,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then they moved it to the island at one point now where there were like two Comic Cons happening simultaneously. Two
Okay.
Yes, I
cons happening
remember that. Yeah.
simultaneously. I think that was one of the largest ones
Who is your
where
No,
they
I
did
think
this.
that was
Comic-Con?
2018.
What?
So are there two Comic Cons
2018,
in
I think.
Nigeria?
No, the other one only happened only once, I think, once or twice. I'm not
Okay.
sure it's still ongoing. It didn't happen again in COVID. So
Yeah.
there were two, and that was a very big one because it was at landmark events. They did it in landmark for like 2 years,
Okay.
and they
Is that
went
the
back
Yeah.
to,
is that the unicorn one?
yes, Unicorn was
Yeah,
a
Unicorn was the
like
second one. Yeah,
was
Okay.
the second one that happened simultaneously with
was at law
Comic
school.
Con. Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
because I remember shuffling back and forth between Unicorn and Comic Con, and a lot of
Okay.
people were doing that
No, no,
as
no. It
well.
was no. Unicorn happened like the next month. It was Unicorn and Comic Connect that were on the same day.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comic Connect
Oh,
was
okay.
Comic Republic's one. Yeah, those
Yeah.
all
Okay.
happened on the same day.
Sunday,
Well,
yeah.
that was in 2018. Yeah.
Yeah. Then there was one again, but the one after the big one in Landmark, they went back to Necker House, and I think the crowd was noticeably smaller
Yeah.
because, yeah. So I'm not sure if they skipped. I think they skipped COVID years as well.
Yeah, they
They
skipped
skipped it.
2019. They went back to NECA. 2021, they did it in one open space, I believe. I can't remember. I wasn't there for that one.
Mm,
They
yeah,
did that one in an
that
open space. Yeah. Then last year's was back to Landmark, and it was a big crowd again.
was a big
Uh,
crowd. Oh, okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So back to your telling us how your day went. It's one day, right? Nowadays, it's just one day
Yes,
event.
it's one day now.
Okay.
I think it was only once they did twice a day. I think that was the 2019 one. They did
Right. Okay.
twice. I mean,
Okay.
two
twice, two
days. Yeah,
days rather.
Okay.
So
yeah.
this one is back to one day now. So it's always nice. Sha. You always go, you meet your people, you meet people you haven't seen year round. See what the companies or the comic book companies are putting out. You buy a few comics, then I think they have sessions. I think what I noticed this year though was that the sessions were smaller. Like the people that attend the sessions were smaller,
Okay.
Mm.
and
So
I don't know. I guess
what are the sessions? What happens in these sessions?
yeah. So they had they had the film session, the animation sessions, and the comic session. So they were having different discussions in. I think the comic session, because it was this comic one I attended, was the crowd was
Okay.
small. There was very few,
Right.
like lots of
In
empty
there.
seats. Then went to the game one. Now the game one had people in it. I guess interest have shifted. So
That does not surprise
yeah,
me
the
at
game
all.
one had people in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
so I
I
mean,
wasn't available for the other ones. So
well, okay. So what do you
Was
guys
there
get? Yeah, go on today. Go on today.
was there any premiere happening? Because I remember in like previous Comic Cons, maybe someone is trying to showcase an animated short or something or anything like that.
there was no premiere in particular, but there were like I call them special screenings here for some of the movies. I think me,
Yeah,
the owner of Ants Hill that worked on what is this Tapos movie?
Jago Jago.
This Tapos movie that Jago Jago, yeah, he he released the
But
Uh,
this guy, he worked with Jagu Jagu in what capacity?
yeah, as
it's
the
like
VFX, he was in charge of the VFX.
Okay.
Yeah, so he released a children's movie heavy on
oh
VFX
nice.
as well. So I think they did a screening of it there.
And
Then Ayo
can I?
Dele's
Sorry.
yeah,
Don't rush. Don't rush. How
okay.
was it? How? If you can, no pressure. How was it?
Well, I didn't attend. I didn't go for that
Oh right.
because
Okay.
one, I have seen the trailer. I have seen the
Okay.
trailer, and it's a kids movie. It's
Right.
children,
Got you.
and
Okay.
I
Okay.
think the storyline is about children that discovers a mystical creature and they're having fun with it. So it's just more like kiddies fanfare. I think that's his target.
I think I've seen this trailer.
Yeah, Mikolo,
Yeah. It's like
Did
probably you
yes. I've
have.
seen it. I've seen it. I've 100% seen it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
did they look
yeah,
good?
that is it.
That one.
It looks okay.
It looks okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it
trying to
looks
remember.
okay. Yeah.
It looked. I think the only comment not the comment, the only feeling I had when watching it, it reminded me of a lot of Disney things I've seen before with that magic, especially the magical character. It kind of looked derivative. That's the feeling I had. Oh, it's similar, but in terms of the quality, I don't remember thinking it was bad quality or anything like that when I watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
What
Yeah,
it
yeah,
wasn't. It didn't look bad in the trailers,
yeah.
unless maybe the movie has some choppy scenes. But based on the trailer, it looked good enough.
Yeah.
yeah.
But just that I knew the tone is not for me, so I didn't bother with it that much. I think the
Why I
other
was asking
screening
about
is
the
okay. Don't call that one. Is
okay, sorry.
Okay.
Why I was asking about the
go on, go
quality
on.
is because I know of Until and I think they've been
Yeah,
and in Nigeria they are the forefront of VFX work.
yeah.
Okay.
And the main guy he has been pushing, even though some of them are not successful, he has been pushing sci-fi. He has attempted to make sci-fi movies in the past. I remember his time
Yeah.
travel movie about 10 years ago. He has always been at the forefront of pushing this. And I really hope that he finally gets enough funding to make that gets to that quality that we can be proud of.
Yeah,
Because
I
if
think this
anybody,
particular movie had an
yeah,
actual premiere. This Mikolo had an actual
nice.
premiere in the cinema,
Right.
so
Okay.
it was.
Okay,
So I think this
nice.
one is the
Because
big one.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Hmm.
like
I think
people
maybe
like this,
Soweto knows about it or he went for it probably. He would have more information on that aspect.
yeah,
Okay.
because people like this, yeah, it's over the next few years. These are going to be the people establishing African voice for Africans, at least Nigerian voice for
Mm,
Nigerians in the VFX industry. So yeah,
true, true.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
okay.
mean that sounds promising. Right. Another question. What was always close to my heart? How was the cosplay? Any great? Why are you laughing at?
No, for some reason we've not seen pictures.
Exactly. I
Unlike
think
Yeah,
in
that's
the
one
past,
thing.
you will see a lot of pictures
Mm.
even on the group.
Yeah, the cosplay was less this year. That one I
okay.
noticed it.
Okay.
Mm,
Like in the early hours of the morning, was it like two people, the sector and the Kitana? The sector not
Okay.
so much. You see the sector. The Kitana was a bit good. Then towards later in the evening, that's when most people came. And usually,
Okay.
they usually have cosplay competitions and everything. So I don't
Yeah,
think many of them really came with the intents for the competition. They just came to
got you.
show off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So towards
If
later on, there
they
was a
have
Thor, there
if
was
they
a
didn't have
mighty
good
Thor,
prices, okay.
probably. I
There was
don't
no
know.
incentive
But
for
so it
people to
was
dress up.
more, yeah, there was probably no incentive for people to dress up like that anymore. But towards later,
Okay.
they came. A few of them came, and but it was not much as usual. I think
Okay.
the regular cosplayers, people that usually come every year. I think
They were there.
the guy that did that your pajamas Batman,
Yeah.
he came as a gladiator, a Spartan, or so there were a bunch of
Yeah,
them.
because I just for our listeners, Kusel did get us some pictures, which we will be
Yeah.
posting on our site during the week. You also got a few interviews that I saw.
Yes, I did. I did.
Yeah. So some of the creators, some of the people who were having, I guess what you call them, having booths and at the place.
Yeah,
So we,
exhibitors.
yeah, exhibitors. Sorry, thank you. So we'll be putting some of these. We put them on online during the week so that people can have a feeling of that they were in attendance as well. So
Yeah.
what was the highlight for you? If was there highlights?
Mm, Personally, for me, was meeting. Okay, yeah, meeting the 4/7 comics guys.
Yes, I said
Yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
that was the highlight for me. So I met with Kingsley. I think he he and Prince, they're the cool guys that work together. They're the oldest on the that have been on it since I can remember. So it was nice finally meeting him, talking to him. And I think they were happy that they were they had good comments about you guys. I think you guys had Prince on the show in past episodes, so they had good
Yes,
comments
we
about
did.
that they really liked it.
Yes, we
Yeah,
did. Yeah.
that was the highlight for me.
I
Finally
saw
getting to see them.
I saw an interview that was surprised and with Stench. Is it Stench? What's his name?
Stanch, yeah.
Stanch.
Stan. Sorry, Stan. Yeah,
Stanley. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Stan. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah,
was there.
yeah.
Oh,
We,
Comic Public was there.
No, they weren't, but a few of them
Wow.
were. Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah.
GD Martins was there and a bunch of others there.
So
Okay.
a few of the individuals not didn't come
The
as a
company.
company.
Yeah, no, they didn't come as a group, just
So
the
which
individuals. Then,
companies showed up? Who represented?
um, I think there was
Spoof.
4/7, then there was Spoof as usual. Spoof are
Yeah,
always there
yeah.
every year. Every year.
Well, the guy who
Then
owns it
I think
organizes it, so I'll be surprised if they're not
if
there.
the organizer exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Who
The Epoch was there.
Elegba.
yeah. Legba, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, Ayodele was
You
there.
mentioned 4/7.
Yes,
That's
and
Odogu and
Epoch,
no, I mean 4/7 are the ones
Odogu,
like
and
with Odogu and the other titles.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
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 Wait, oh, Mr. Kuzel, have you got my comics? My signed
Yes, I have your.
Odugu comics. Nice one.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. All seven
So
epic
Epoch was
issues.
also represented. That's nice. It's great to see them
Yes.
still going.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, I was actually surprised they were there because last I remembered, Martins had moved, so they went there last year. But apparently,
Yeah.
they were here this year. So yeah.
So uh, what's the price range of these comics? I mean, I guess they're selling these comics to people who attend. What I always wondered about the
Yes.
economics of comics in Nigeria and how much they price it. Is it something that
Well,
the normal people can
the
afford?
prices often differ. I guess it depends on what you're going for.
Right.
Like for the single issues, like the Odogu levels, they were pretty like 1,000 thereabouts. And I think
Okay.
there was like some guys that are selling a much bigger, like say 145 pages, like a volume. That one went
Oh
out
That
yeah,
to
yeah. Okay.
from
Yeah.
8 to 10K.
Yeah.
So yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
that's fair enough. I don't think that's too expensive.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
it is fair enough. It's not too expensive
but I want to
if
do people
if you're
buy?
considering what you're getting for the price range.
Yeah, but I mean from what obviously you can't tell me what the sales were, but I mean did it seem like they were selling a
Yeah,
lot? Because I always the thing that worries me about things like in Nigeria is that if they don't get enough sales, they won't come back next year. Like they need they need to be encouraged.
yeah.
There needs to be a reason why they go there in terms of pushing their
Mhm.
wares. Beyond just getting the name out there.
Well, if I'm
Yeah.
being honest, from
Yeah,
my observations, I think
yeah.
there were much more sales last year compared to this year. I know
Okay,
last year I saw a lot of people living with a lot of comics, and a lot of people had pictures and posted pictures of the comics they got. So far this year, I've not really seen that much like
Was
feedback
there
on followers.
was there any major book being released? Because I remember the Comic Cons I used to go for back then. Books like what's this guy Unique?
Yeah,
They are always like, oh, we are releasing a brand new graphic novel. Republic is dropping something. Maybe Vortex is dropping a major new arc around this period as well. And then, were there comics
yeah.
like that being pushed?
If I'm thinking, the only people that really dropped anything that was new as was
Yeah.
this was 4-7 with the Odogu issue 7, and
Mm.
the other Symphony Studios that dropped Mao. I got that the one that was a volume 2. Those are the only studios
Okay.
that really dropped anything
Uh,
new. Much of
wait, what
them
of
were still selling the old comics.
uh, what of Tag Comics? Were they not represented?
Tag were not here. Yeah,
That's strange.
that's true actually. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think they were there last year either.
Okay.
Hmm.
But if I recall,
Okay.
Tag once had a convention they did of theirs. They had a convention, a Tag convention, and they sold hard copies of their books. I couldn't go
Uh,
for that one, unfortunately. I was not in Lagos that year.
no, okay.
So I'm actually that's actually true. I just remember you just reminded me of them. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Of the comics
there's
you
so
saw,
much.
yeah. Uh,
Will you say something, Chris?
You were asking something? No,
oh,
like
okay.
there's like what Tunde was asking, like anybody's releasing new. I guess there's not much of that anymore, so it's probably why the
Okay.
hype.
Yeah.
But I say the hype has reduced.
But of the comics you saw there, which one is the most memorable to you?
Mm, I mean, I don't personally. I am biased towards Odogu because I really love that comic. So
Okay.
for
Okay.
me, it's finally getting the hard
So it's
copies of
Odogu.
it.
Okay.
It's
Odogu.
Odogu.
Wait, I forgot a company to ask about Vortex Comics. Were they there?
No, but I think I'll maybe let me give them a reason. I'm not sure, but Vortex they recently did an exhibition at Alliance
Ah,
Francaise, I believe.
Okay.
A Hall of Spirits exhibition. So they have a whole thing going on throughout this month. They
oh,
had
Right.
one on
okay.
Okay.
Sunday.
Okay.
So I think
Okay,
that's
because
probably their
yeah,
focus.
because I think
But Somto
Vortex is
came by.
planning a new Vortex was planning a new release or something, dropping some new books. I think I saw mentions of that for some of their writers.
Yeah, they dropped a few books this year, but I think most the main thing they focus on these days are animations.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think at the last NSC they had a couple of animations they were pitching through, so that's
Okay.
usually their focus.
That's
But some still came by, sure.
okay, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we've got, as I said earlier, we're gonna post your clips online. There's
Yeah.
quite a few videos. I saw it. I went through a few of them, but yeah, we posted.
Yeah,
So
I'm
so our
still editing
listeners.
some.
Oh, okay.
There's quite a
Yeah.
number.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I like the little edit you did with the little Naija Geeking out. That's quite cool.
So
Yeah.
thank
Good job. Good job, mate. Right.
you.
So that's Lagos Comic Con, and hopefully this will be a regular feature. Whenever it comes around, we'll get our man on ground, Kusel, to go around. Please, if you're moving to Estonia, let us know. So because I know, uh, you know.
No problem. I'll let you guys know definitely.
Okay. All right. So what's next today on our docket?
Yeah. So next is Your Very Pets Watch, a Korean TV show on Disney of all places. Moving. So this is
Yes.
a surprise
Yeah.
hit. I'll let Dakpo take us off on that.
Well, sorry, I don't know if it's a surprise hit. I don't know how well it's doing. In my
I mean, even
bubble,
amongst in our bubble.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, this is a show that I have to say I knew nothing about it. I had no hype about it. Someone just casually mentioned that Disney has a Korean superhero show. I wonder if I said it. This is Korean, and I thought, yeah, I do watch a few Korean shows, but I'm not a guy who, binges Korean shows. But then they said superheroes. I thought, okay, give it a try. I'll say from the outset, I'm really enjoying it. It's 20 episodes in this season, and I've watched now. I think I've watched my 12th one today. It's I read it's the most expensive made Korean TV show to date.
Did you just say 2-0?
20
Yes, yeah, 20
episodes.
episodes. Yes, 20, and
Yeah.
each was about an hour, just under an hour
You said it's the most expensive Korean TV show.
to date. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So that was a report that came out that it's got the biggest budgets of so far, well to date. And Kex made a comment that he didn't see where the money is gone. That he's watching the show, he can't see where all that money is gone. And I understood what he said until I got to episode 7. So I'll just give you a quick overall. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I'll give it overall summary. It really starts. We follow some high school kids who seem to have abilities, and the strange thing is, they all seem to be congregated in the same area. So there's at least 3 of them that we follow, and they all go to the same school, but they're not aware of each other's abilities. But during the course of the show, 2 of them get to know each other and they get to realize that they have abilities. So for me, as I was watching it, I thought, okay, I don't understand why these people just happen to be in the same school. So it starts like your typical your typical high school Korean type drama with superpowers added in. But then around episode 7, the point of view shifts, and it actually almost becomes a period piece. It shifts back to like the 80s and 90s, and they kind of now build up the backstory of where these kids come from. So basically, what you're saying is the parents who now you realize that these people have inherited all their abilities from their parents, and so we start getting a lot of backstory, and it's very superhero slash spy story. So especially these parents work for Korean intelligence, and they're trained and nurtured by them to do their dirty work. It's quite integrated. It's quite well done, and there's quite a lot of different characters in it as well. Um, there's a guy who flies. That's his ability. There's a guy. I love this guy. There's a guy. He heals. That's literally. He's not super strong. But he just heals. But the way he uses his powers is what is. And this show is quite bloody at times.
He
So
heals himself or others.
no, he heals himself. He
Ah,
just heals.
okay.
So he could take he could take immense
Levels
amount
of
of damage.
yeah.
He feels pain, but he will heal from it. And there's some scenes are quite gory. The ones with him involved. So he has no qualms of walking into a room with 20 people with guns and knives to be fighting them.
Oh.
And it feels pain. Okay. Compared to the boys in terms of goriness, how is it?
The gore level is the same.
As the boys.
Yes, what boys has more than gore? Boys also has like disgusting sexual things as well on top.
Yeah.
So that doesn't exist. But in terms of like,
Okay.
so you see people's brains getting blown out. You see
Okay.
twice I flinched
Okay.
just to show you the level. Twice I flinched. And
Wow.
I'm thinking, wow, this is a Korean show.
Uh,
So yeah, go on.
Storytelling level.
It's actually quite decent. When the first 7 episodes, it seems more of your typical school drama, hiding secrets, bullying. There's a couple of very what's the word I want to use? Harrowing bullying scenes that really get you angry. But I didn't think I just thought the story was okay. I enjoyed it. I didn't think, but once they shifted the point of view to the 80s, 90s, I think it's actually got a lot better, and it's more intrigue, and it's more about spy. But the focus is always on the relationships of people
Okay.
more than anything else. So it's Korean, so there's a love story there. Obviously, but yeah, I think it's quite well done, and they use a bit of intelligence. So certain things you think, why did that happen like that? And then they'll do a flashback for you later on, and they go,
Ah.
okay, so that kind of level.
Oh,
So
okay. So
12 episodes in, for me, so far so good. If I was going to rate it, literally those episodes 12 I've seen out of 20, at the moment it's at least a 7 out of 10. Oh, sorry, on our podcast, 3.5 out of 5. So, but after I finish it, I can't give an overall season score. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's full of the cliff.
Okay, so one more question about it. Compared to other superhero TV shows, what show would you say is better than in quality or is similar to in quality? Where would you rank it? We have the best of the best. We got here the Watchmen, the Invincible. We
Fine,
have the worst of the
relax now.
eh,
Relax now.
no, yeah.
Okay.
We have the worst of the worst. We have the Loki that you hate, the and the rest of them. It's yeah,
It's not God tier. Let's forget that. It's not God tier.
okay.
I would even struggle. I would hesitate to say it's great.
hmm
It's good. It's minimal. It's definitely good. Maybe slightly higher. The show it reminds me of the most in terms of level is
Yeah,
the first season of Heroes.
the first season of Heroes. Okay,
Yes, that is close. I think that's the closest analog to its level.
to this. Okay, that works
You
for
know,
me.
when you were describing the parents and the children thing, it was to
Yeah.
me, it was like sounding like this is what Jupiter's legacy should have been.
You know what, Kusel, you are spot on. You are spot
Yeah.
on because
Check out on
in
this
a
one.
way, sorry,
No, so you guys are gonna make me cry over Jupiter's devastation.
That's why I'm laughing.
yeah, because
Oh no.
in a way, now that you mentioned it, that never occurred to me. But yeah, that split almost is like the split in the comics where we follow the kids first,
Yeah.
and then we get back history to the parents, and
Mm,
that's literally what the show is doing at the moment. But what I'm not sure is because, as I said, I watched 12 episodes, so the first 7 were definitely the kids. The last 5 have been the parents.
Alright.
So I don't know how it's going to end. Are we going to bring it all back
Yeah.
with the kids or not? I don't understand.
okay,
Okay.
that sounds interesting enough for others to watch. So this is something you can actually recommend.
I would. I'd say,
You would.
yeah, I'd say, and I would say be patient with it. You know, get. I mean, don't get me wrong. Even the first 7, I'm not saying they're bad. But I think the quality jumped up at episode. I think it's 7 is the first jump. 7 was still the kids, but I saw a jump in that quality level and the budget level, and then 8 onwards has been the adults, and you could just see that. Oh yeah, this is where the money's gone.
Okay.
My problem is 20 episodes. How many minutes per episode?
Yeah, it's like
It's
1 hour.
it's about an hour
Long,
each.
yeah.
That's
So
long.
I
so
can't. I can't
when I
commit
first
to that.
when I first started, I was basically thinking it was only 10 episodes. Then I realized it's 20. So I'm like watching one a day. You'll be done one. Sometimes on weekends I watch 2 or 3. So I know
Maybe.
by this weekend I'll be done.
What's it on? It's on Netflix or where?
No, Disney. It's on Disney.
Disney.
Okay,
Disney
so maybe I
Plus.
can just I could try to download it. It might not be for us. I'll check it. Maybe I'll
Yeah,
download it then if when I'm on my
yeah.
flight.
Just
I'll watch it.
so, yeah, you can just watch one a day.
Yeah.
You know, or
No, because
one whenever you get it.
I'm traveling. Maybe I'll watch it when
Oh,
I'm
okay.
on the plane. So
Yeah. So I watch it. So it's subtitled. It's obviously they speak Korean, and
yeah.
so I watch. I don't watch. I watch it with subtitles.
Okay.
Yeah.
20 is a lot though.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I'll try the
I
first
saw
couple
the
of
It's an
I saw it
investment,
episodes.
too, and I
but
was like 20 is a lot.
Yeah, the last
yeah.
20 episode Korean thing I watched was this Alchemist Soul, and that had to be a big. That's a big investment to give any TV
Kemi
show.
also.
Okay, well, so
Yeah,
it was what?
Alchemist Soul.
Yes.
It was 20 something
Yeah. It was
episodes in
20 episodes.
season one.
20
episodes in
plus.
season one. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Korea.
In a way, that was a waste. In a way, it turned out to be a waste.
it turned
Yeah,
out to be a waste. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
it turned out
good,
to be a
good thing.
waste.
Thank you. So now, could you finish this one?
No, I'm on episode 12. I've
Okay,
watched 12.
we'll wait for you
So,
to finish.
oh no, I'm actually saying so far I'll recommend it to people. I
Yeah,
can't
but
imagine the
I'll
quality
wait for you to
dropping.
I'll wait for you to get to 20.
No,
Fair
so
enough. Fair enough.
okay, that's fair. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. I think the last thing we want to touch on is the surprise news of Hickman announcing he's going to be writing Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yes, this really it surprised me. I don't know about you guys. We know he's writing the Ultimate Invasion. I did not
Yeah.
expect him to write Spider-Man, and from what I know of Hickman, the work he's done before, it did not seem the usual fit for his type of writing. So I was surprised, maybe slightly excited, and then slightly cautious as well. So I'm not sure, but Hickman. I mean, you guys know I stand for Hickman all day long. So I don't think he can do any wrong. But I'm curious what he's going to do with Spider. And we're thinking, or we're guessing, this Spider-Man is Peter Parker.
We are guessing, which
Okay.
is weird.
Well, the fact that they don't
That
come out outright and say it.
no, the fact that in issue one, the of Ultimate Invasion, the maker specifically prevents
Yes.
Peter from being Spider-Man.
Yes.
So
So he's writing Ultimate Invasion, right?
yeah,
Yes.
And he's writing
Yeah.
Spider-Man at the same time. And Hickman likes to connect. Is it going to finish Ultimate Invasion before he starts Ultimate Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yes,
So they're
Ultimate
not going
Invasion is a miniseries. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
I
All
think
right.
we've only got like a few
It,
left. I thought for
it's
yeah.
very, very unlike. It's very, very. Has Hickman done one single character in Marvel?
I,
I can't remember him doing anything like that.
I don't think
It's always
ever.
group level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he's
always teams or groups of
te-
people.
teams, and he's
Yeah.
not very terrestrial. He goes.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
I might be remembering wrong, but
Secret
I think
Warriors.
sorry. I think
Go on.
Secret
yeah. I think there
Warriors.
was this Daredevil Hickman wrote. So if am I wrong?
What?
No, I've never seen that.
Really?
I will know. I'm not sure.
I don't
I
think he
think
wrote
I
it.
think there's a single issue book character book Hickman has written, but may have been short or something. Maybe I guess I have to confirm.
No, did it do
I'll,
something with those guys or something?
the closest to a single character book he has done is to the
It's
Black
random.
Monday Murders.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Which he didn't
but
finish.
that's not Marvel. Yeah, he's not finished anything
Yeah,
outside of Marvel.
Yeah.
Let's not start.
yeah. So on this particular book, it's what's it called? Ickman that is writing. I'm like, okay, this is weird
Yeah.
because I love Jonathan Hickman as a writer. Yeah, when it comes to big scope, this thing, it does the best. But even in his big scope, this thing, for me, and this is not a diss on him, the emotional nuance to characters, I've not seen him hit hard emotionally in terms of his writing.
Wait,
And
wait,
that's
wait.
just because of the
Re-
style of what he's telling.
recently or in the past?
Over his runs, all his runs so far, like he's not the kind of guy to focus on
I
how will I
think
put it now,
I think it did well.
emotional bits.
I think he handled the Black Panther Neymar dynamic well emotionally. Even Black Panther's relationship with his dad in the Secret Wars run too. Run.
I agree.
Yeah, that was well
Guys,
done.
I just gone through his work,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I forgot about this. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure I knew this, even though I read his comics. He did Ultimate Comics Thor 1 to 4. He
Hmm.
did Ultimate Comics
Yeah.
Hawkeye 1 to 4. I remember the
Okay.
Hawkeye one.
Yes,
Remember
it was
that?
Hawkeye. Sorry. Yeah, it's the Hawkeye I was trying to remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was him. I remember that, and that was quite good. But
Okay.
I don't think I knew Hickman
At the
like as
time.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, it was just,
Yeah.
oh, who's this guy? It was a good book. I
Right.
remember thinking the Thor one I didn't like the Thor one, but that's for more personal reasons. But yeah, so
Because
he
the
has
big
done
store.
now because it was not really a Norse god. It was this guy with technology, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So it kind of annoyed
Okay.
kind of annoyed me.
Okay. So he has done this before. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, and he's
Yeah.
done it in the Ultimate Universe
There
before.
was
So Yeah, go
Yeah,
on.
there was
Kuzel.
a Spider-Man he wrote. I think it was it an annual. He wrote a particular story. The
Last
one
year.
where Spidey
Last
met, yeah, where Spidey met a bunch of others.
Yeah, that was last year. Uh,
Yeah,
Okay.
that story
the
was good.
anniversary. Yeah,
Yeah, the anniversary.
okay.
yeah. But
That
it
story
will be
was
interesting
actually good.
seeing Hickman tell a completely grounded tale. I'll go and check out the Hawkeye story because,
Yeah,
yeah,
the Hawkeye was good. It was good.
That's good. That's one of the ones where I remember his accuracy was sky high in that book. It was like it was not just about arrows in that
Oh,
book.
okay.
I, re- yeah,
I've not
I
read
think there
that
was
one.
one scene where he was throwing. Basically it was almost like this other character, Bullseye, in that comic.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'll check that book out. Well, yeah, it's going to be because Spider-Man is all about family, emotions, losing a lot and a
Friends.
lot. Yeah, it's less about the epic stuff. It's always your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So it might be able to show that same restraint. And in this kind of storytelling here, or are we going to see cosmic level Spider-Man?
I hope not. I hope, in a way, I hope this is Hickman trying to exercise different type of muscles, his writing muscles, where,
Yeah.
as you said, grand story about a teenager.
Uh,
I'm guessing he's a teenager. Emotions, struggling. Let's see how he does with that. We know you can do big scope. Let's see if you can do small scope. Because even
okay.
the Hawkeye book and the tour, while it was a single individual, it was kind of epic level as well. They, like
Yeah.
fighting agents. It was not really um what's that phrase you use? It was not grounded. It's not like a
Grounded.
Yeah.
grounded superhero type
Mm,
story.
yeah. And say what you want about Bendis. He's run on Ultimate Spider-Man. Is
Nah, undefeated.
is still undefeated. He's
I
still, yeah,
I think I think it's one of the all time legendary great runs
on
of anybody
comics.
Yes,
on a comic.
Of
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Hawkeye. Yeah.
No.
No,
Bendis on
Spider-Man.
Of
Bendis
Oh,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Okay.
on an Ultimate Spider.
You
Oh
know,
yeah.
you know, it's
Yeah.
it's funny because the first Spider-Man comic I actually like I held in my hand and read was Ultimate Spider-Man by Bendis, but I
Ha!
did not know it was this.
I am old. Ogbe.
No,
I am
like
old.
I knew Spider-Man before that. I knew Spider-Man comics, but like the
Oh
first
my
one I read, I was like, oh yes, finally a Spider-Man comic in my hand. It was Ultimate Spider-Man.
You're not making it better. It's not like that is about to say there's
Tell me
an
this.
old man.
Tell me this was like 2015.
No. This was way
Ultimate came
older,
out. Ultimate,
2010 or so.
yeah. Ultimate came out in 2000, at least.
Yeah,
You know.
Yeah,
2007.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2000s though, but
Yeah.
yeah.
this was early, maybe 2007, 2008. Yeah, but
Yeah.
So yes, that's why you're very old.
I don't know.
You're very, very old.
I honestly I accept because the fact that the man said that the first comic he held was
The first.
kind of like chai. And even when that came out, me with my gatekeeping hat on was saying, "What is this rubbish? Who are they writing this story for? What is this new universe nonsense?"
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that, but at least to compare it to the OG run and see if Hickman can at least, if he at least matches that level of investments.
Sometimes I don't understand how is cut out. How long is he going to be on it for? Is it a year? Is he going to do 6 issues? What is it?
We have
yeah,
no
I think we
idea.
don't know that yet.
Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
okay.
But on that, I was going to pivot a bit to the Ultimate Invasion story that Hickman has been doing so
Yes,
far.
Mm.
Like, how are you guys finding it? The first three issues.
I'm enjoying it. I don't know what Red and Kusel think about it.
For which one?
No, personally,
Ultimate Invasion.
Ultimate Invasion.
I haven't.
Yeah.
So I have to. I've not caught up yet. So I liked it so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah,
So,
Okay.
Okay.
but
I like it. I like
I
it.
will. It will take a lot for me to say Hickman is writing something bad. I mean, I will curse him out for not completing other works, but when he does,
Yeah.
so I'm always patient to see where he's taking stuff to.
I must
Yeah.
admit, I think issues 1 and 2. Well, I think the whole thing is set up. To be honest, I think even the whole 4 issues are going to be set up. There's nothing really.
Yeah, it's all
So
set
But
what?
up.
that's what he. But that's
Then
what he does.
Yeah.
Sets the
So one and
stage. Right?
two, I enjoyed a lot. 3, I still enjoyed it, but again, it's still set up. I don't think anything's really happening in my view. And the fact that I've just checked, it is 4 issues only. We've only got 1 issue left,
Yeah.
so I think it's just
So
set up for what's to come.
yeah, for me, I think I went into this with vastly different expectations than most because 4 issues I expected to be setting up the new universe and all of that, setting up the characters, the major players in this new world. What I'm seeing, I'm not sure. I'm not feeling like if these are the people that are going to inhabit this new world of the Ultimate Comics, where we're going to establish a line of comics. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling a world where these are the major players, these are the big boys of this world, these are the Illuminati of this world, this is how Iron Man is.
Is
It's
it possible? Is it possible Hickman is hitting a peak with his
Watch
I don't
what
want to
Red.
I don't
Watch
want to blaspheme,
what?
yes. Watch
but
what Red should wash his mouth out with soap.
yeah, I don't want to
You
blaspheme,
never, you never know, So maybe,
but it's
maybe
like
he is,
we are recycling troops at this point.
no. But you
Can
see, I think what needs to happen, Hickman needs to take a step back, head on over to Image, take a break from Marvel, and finish all the books he's supposed to be finishing at Image, then come back and get refreshed. We have
I'm gonna make.
I agree with Tunde
Okay,
on
go on.
the. It seems like a reuse of the trope because when I read it, I was like, this just feels like what he did with Secret Wars in Battle World, how he demarcated the different
Yeah.
regions, but he's doing it now with here and he just wants to set it up. Then
I'm
probably
I'm
at the end of it, there'll be a
I'm gonna
series
predict.
of books that are released.
I'm gonna predict, and I hope my prediction is right. That this world will not last,
Hickman is going to flatten
and
it.
that might be where this new Spider-Man comes from. I think maybe he will reset it again in issue 4.
Issue
maybe-
4.
yeah, and that's why he's okay.
Mm.
Okay.
But how
How many
many?
Maybe.
how many runs is the ultimate the invasion
4.
on? Four.
It's only 4
And now
issues.
3. Okay, 4. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So
And
we've only got one.
it's
We've
kicking
only
off
got one
Spider-Man
left.
after that.
Okay. I hope so. But otherwise, then it just I would have it makes this part issue 3 useless. Issue 2 and issue 3
Yeah.
useless. If it's just going to reset the world to
Yep.
erase all of this, yeah, then it's like a pointless issue. But like if you look at the world being made by the maker, and maybe because I don't like these new demarcations, it's like Egypt is in charge of the entirety of Africa because you cannot be bothered to come up with other African entities, and you are putting Khonshu and Ra as the biggest gods on the land, except Wakanda, because Wakanda nobody has discovered Wakanda in this particular world. And like, mm, no, so maybe I'm reacting negatively to that, but like I'm not a big fan of the world he has made. And I've seen this kind of world done a lot of times. Lazarus has
Yep.
done it. Even Hickman has done it twice now.
Yeah.
I mean, he did it well in Black
East
Monday
of West.
Wonders. He has done it East of West already, where you
Yeah.
remake a particular location. And honestly, to be fair, this is my dream for comics. I would like to see DC Comics demarcated like this. I think this guy posted it in his Kingdom Come initial, what's this thing called? Initial idea for Kingdom Come, where he divided DC into the House of Steel, the House of
Oh yeah.
Wonder. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
I like things like that. But this particular world, it just feels lacking in some ways to me. I'm not excited.
And to be honest,
Yeah.
there's always this thing where I always felt that the Ultimate Universe, and I'll keep Spider-Man out of it, and Miles Morales always come off long term as inferior versions of the main universe. I think
Inferior in what way?
they just don't seem as good as if I take the Hulk in the Ultimate Hulk doesn't. It's nowhere near in my view as good as the only one that stand up is the original Peter Parker, is the Ultimate Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and Miles Morales. They would stand up equally in my view alongside
Hmm.
our OG Peter Parker. But none of the rest from Ultimate Universe in the public
Yeah.
really stood out to me. I mean, if you can think of somebody else, you think.
No, funny enough, I think not individually, but like the
Okay.
Ultimate Book one, I preferred it a lot to the Avengers book. Like when I read
Okay. Okay.
Ultimate
Oh
Book
Okay.
yeah,
one,
yeah.
I could say that okay, yeah, the Hulk as a
Okay.
rampaging monster
Yeah.
made a lot of sense. The Tony as this selfish bastard is a
Yep.
selfish bastard anyway. Like the characterization there, it made sense if you apply a more grounded look at the world.
Yep.
Like, and even though that particular, I remember his introduction in that particular issue
Yeah.
where it tells the president, okay, you want me to stop this guy, send $1 billion. Is it a billion or
So yeah,
$100 billion to this thing?
my
I said,
accounts.
yeah, not my account, to like, what's it called? Greenpeace or
Yeah.
whatever this
Yeah.
thing it said. Like, yeah, I can relate a bit more to these characters than their more iconic version. And maybe it gets watered down later on because it does. X-Men to the initial Ultimate X-Men run, it basically just reimagined the X-Men as brand new characters
Right.
without all their history and just went off the movies. So for me, the world doesn't live up to its promise, but I remember my first time reading the Ultimate Universe and how intrigued I was about everything that was happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll see.
So
Anything else we want to cover?
no, I think
Uh,
that's it for now.
Alright, I think that's all.
Yeah. So for our
Yeah.
next podcast, would we have watched an episode of Loki by then?
No,
no.
we won't.
Okay. So
Well,
we have
okay,
one
no,
more
yeah, yeah.
before.
One more,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Before Loki.
Okay.
For our next podcast, I think we can rank comic book writers. We said
Yeah.
we talked
Oh,
about Geoff Jones last week.
I want to be in on that, but I'm not going to be around.
Well,
Hmm,
you can send your list in, Red. What you do?
yes,
Take your time out. Write down your list, and then you can submit it. And then when you're not here, we will just abuse you and your
exactly
list.
for your nonsense list.
Yes, that's what we will do.
So yeah,
We know you're number one anyway. We know what's number one on your list. I can tell you what your top three are going to be.
Writers.
Yes,
yeah,
you're going to
No,
have Hickman. You're going to have a game man.
no, Gay Man on top, Hickman
Oh, okay,
next.
okay.
Hickman
Yeah,
below. Hmm.
I know you know.
Obviously.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
it.
Okay,
so
okay, that's
next
good.
week we'll be talking about our favorite comic book writers and maybe some of our worst as well. Comic book writers.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually that'd be fun. Let's do worse. Let's do worse as well.
Let's do
So
worst as well.
should we do top five and top bottom five?
Yes, top five and worst five.
Okay,
Okay.
Yes.
That
let's
ranking
do
will be interesting because there's a chance somebody's top five is somebody in somebody's top
No,
five
the
is in
bottom,
somebody's bottom five.
the bottom five is going to be subjective because it's going to be based on just one
Yeah,
arc.
yeah.
It's going
Maybe
to
one
be
book you didn't like. Maybe
yeah.
today didn't like Bendy's Superman. You throw it there.
Oh, Bendis made it on my worst because of AVX.
Okay, so already
See,
I can see violence
violence,
coming
violence.
because already I want to start fighting, but I'll reserve it.
No, what he did with
Okay.
AVX and Storm, I hate it. But let's leave that for now.
Oh wow. Okay. Let's leave that for now. We'll definitely send in your list. We'll be very
I'm not
polite
going to
with your
send
list
it
next
because
week.
that was going to accuse me.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
Okay.
I guess with that we can start saying our
Alright.
goodbyes
Yeah.
today.
Goodbye.
All right.
Oh yeah. Before we go, one last news. By the time you are watching this podcast, listening to this podcast, the writers' strike should be over. Congratulations to the writers on their victory. I think they got most of what they wanted, and they will be
Okay,
seeing more adverts
Oh,
going
okay,
forward.
that's good.
Yeah. So that's great news.
That's good.
Yeah.
okay,
See you
good,
guys
good.
next week.
All right.
Kuzel?
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
well,
I thought you were going to say yeah. All right, bye bye.
yeah, yeah.
Red?
Yep. So to our man on the ground, thanks for covering, and to everyone else, have a good night.
You're welcome.
And
Good
thanks
night.
again for listening, and we'll see you later.
Bye.